Welcome to another edition of 42 Straight Years In, Volume 2, Part 26. I'm a crackhead update. I ran across Betty Boo earlier this morning. I was out drying my car from all the rain we got. I went and made her a cup of coffee. Man, had her hair did. She's looking good. She said she no longer smoked crack. She done kicked the habit. She said now she's looking for her husband. I had to notify that I'm not the one. Just keep on looking. You'll find him eventually. And she hugged me and strolled on off to her 8th and Corinth station to get on the train. Y'all know what it is. Get your shanks out and let's ride. A lot of people have shown interest in Lion Willie. I'm going to give you the history of Lion Willie. And you're going to see that this guy really is not bad at all. Lion Willie was sentenced in 1977 to 325 years in prison for a crime that he didn't commit. When the cops arrested him, they knew that he knew who committed the crime, but he wouldn't snitch. And he took the fall for another guy. He never would snitch. Now, he got his case overturned on appeal. And I would talk to him in prison. And even though he's a guy, he smiles all the time, he never got a bad attitude. And we look out for him in prison because we know he really wasn't a bad guy. He didn't pretend to be no gangster. He don't talk gangster shit. He just tell fibs. Well, wait a minute. He's a grown man. He just tell lies that he think are relevant. I put it like that. That's a nice way of putting it. Well, anyway, my mother used to put money on his account where he can make commissary. And she brought his mother down to visit him once. Now, when this guy was released from prison, he told me, man, I ain't gonna never forget about you. Now, he used to write me occasionally, maybe every 5 or 6 months he'd write me. And first he was having a problem with employment, then he got a job. He'd send me a couple dollars every now and then. That's more than what most guys would do. Hell, once they release, you never hear from them again. But he never snitched. That's more than what a lot of guys would do who play this gangster shit. They'll tell it on you in a heartbeat. And everybody knew that this man hadn't robbed and killed nobody. That don't even fit his style. But he took that fall. And all he had to do is tell the cops who committed the crime, and he would have never went to prison. But he wouldn't tell them shit. They beat him up, everything. He still wouldn't snitch. So I got to respect this man for that. And also, I got to respect him. When I ran into him after I was released, I was living bad as hell. At that particular time, I didn't even have a residence. And I saw him one day downtown, and he talked to me. He said, hey, man, if your mother and aunt was alive, I know you'd be doing good, man. And something else, he would go by and see my mother occasionally. She'd come visit me. She'd say, yeah, Lion Willie came by and mowed the lawn for me and everything. Helped me around the house. So he really got some good in him. More than what other people who perpetrate all this bullshit and really ain't worth a damn. So that's why I deal with this guy. And he offered me a place to live. He said, hey, man, I don't have much, but you ain't got to be homeless. You can move in my house. It's a bus stop right on the corner. He said, just get on the bus, the 52 or the 59 West Dallas bus, and come over to my house, man. You got your place to live for as long as you want to live there. He said, all I expect you to do is just feed yourself. He said, I'll pay all the bills, and you can bring your lady friend over if you want to, and I know you're going to respect my house. So the dude has some good in him. And in my thumbnail, it's going to be a picture of me and Lion Willie that I took. Yeah, guys, you need to start thinking with your big head and not your little one. the little one has a hole in it. You know, I don't know how a guy can get a lady pregnant, even though he may not care for the lady, and abandon the kid. Man, I couldn't even sleep at night knowing my poor kid might not have food to eat. Some other man it's got authority over my kid. Man, I couldn't function like that. You know, I don't have no kids of my own, but if I had a kid, I just don't think I could function. You got to stop getting mad at a lady because she dropped you like a hot potato, and you want to go back and kill her and her new boyfriend when he haven't did anything to you. He don't even know you. The best man win when it comes to a female. If you the better man and you can take my old lady from me, go right ahead. You welcome to her. That mean I ain't never heard of no way. So, if you kill her or kill him, that's self-defeating. It's a no-win situation. You're going to rot in a maximum security prison for a very long time, or you may not see the outside again, because nothing is guaranteed in prison. If you can serve in a long sentence, you don't know if you catch cancer or prostate cancer, or you don't know what's going to happen to you. You may not live to see the parole officer. And one commenter said that I sound pretty sure of myself in a lot of situations saying that guy would never see the outside again. That is based on actual facts. If a guy is 35 years old in Texas and he received a life sentence, when I be saying his life is basically over with, he must serve 40 years without consideration of good time. That means he will be 75 when he comes off parole, when the average lifespan is only 72 years. It's some people that's going to make it to 75. It's a lot who never going to see 75. And what that's based on is the guy's age, parole trends, and longevity. Parole is tightening up every year. They don't just give out parole like it's M&M candy. And you got a violent case, your chances of making parole under this new system they have now is slim to none. It's a lot of guys who are rotting in prison. Some of these guys are model inmates. They never receive disciplinary. They participate in all the prison programs. They still do not make parole. And what makes you think this clown gonna make parole? First of all, can he live long enough to see the parole officer? As I've said in previous videos, if you 35 and above and you receive a life sentence, your parole officer's not even born yet. You got to make it to see the parole officer. And that's not guaranteed that you're going to make it when you see him. They might deny your parole another 10 years. Now you 85 years old. They're going to make sure you no longer a threat to society. Very few 75-year-old men is out here gang banging and doing drive-bys. And you got a lot of females who's a hard 3. And they pretend to be entitled princesses. You just listen at them talk. I go on one of these dating sites and read some of the posts, some of their profiles. They actually think they are hot. Any woman who's an 8 and above don't have a problem finding a man that's in the top 10%. Her looks gonna get her in the door. These chicks don't even have looks. Overweight land whales. And I watch the professional athletes. Very few of them have ugly females. Majority of those guys got a 10. I'm not saying a 10 is perfect in a relationship that is going to work out, because look at all of them who get divorced. Once she secured a bag, she run for the border. But he starts out with a 10. If looks didn't mean anything, why all the professional cheerleaders, all the beautiful women, all got Coke bottle shapes? Why they don't have no land whales as cheerleaders? Look at all the professional teams, NBA and the NFL. All the cheerleaders are beautiful. and no land whales need apply. You know, why you gonna kill a woman or go crazy over a female when there's a new crop coming out every year? Every year a new crop comes out. Every year. The legal age is 18. Every year you got females turning 18. And they ripe for the picking. So there's plenty of women, you know, you kill this lady, and you're going to be womanless the rest of your life unless you get a break in the judicial system. They don't give you maximum punishment. You can go in there and plead for a number that you can actually do day for day without good time consideration. It's a few guys get a break. They'll go ahead and cop out for a 40. You cop out for that 40, you're almost going to do all of it before they release you. And guys who are in previous marriage, who get married a second time, a second marriage is just a degree in stupidity. If it didn't work the first time around, what makes you going to think it's going to work the second time? Because your subconscious mind, you never going to forget the first wife. You look at the shenanigans she pulled in that marriage, or maybe you pull the shenanigans. You going to do it on this second wife, or likewise, you're going to see certain things that she'll do that'll reflect from the first marriage. So it's not going to work. The average marriage do not last 3 years. 70% of divorces are filed by the female. She can wake up one morning and say, hey, I'm not feeling you. And there it is. Just on a whim. You be thinking, hey, what did I do? She don't tell you. I'm just not happy. What it is, she done saw greener grass in another pasture. It looked green. It may not necessarily be green once she make it over there, but in her mind, she's still a 10, and she can find her someone else. You see women who have hit the wall. I mean, smashed smooth into the wall, thinking they're still hot. And no one really wants a used product. She's been banged so many times, no guy's interested in her, or she done closed down the shop. What me and her gonna do? Sit there and hold hands and watch a movie and look at her and say, oh, you sure got pretty eyes. And you sitting there rock hard, and she talking about, I don't do that no more. Bullshit. What, I ain't got no use for you? What we gonna do? You mean I got a wife, but I gotta go in here and masturbate? That's bullshit. And a single man with an average job can retire a millionaire if he never gets married and no kids. A married man in the same situation with a high-paying job will be broke all his life. When he get through paying out all these expenses, number one, his income is so high, so his mortgage rate is going to be higher than the guy with a lower income. But if this guy max out his 401k, he will be okay. A dating game in the marriage is expensive, especially with kids. Also, statistics show that women raised by a single mother have a much higher chance of also ending a single mother themselves. Now, once at the retrieve unit down in Brazoria, I mean, it's in Angleton, Texas, but Brazoria County. The name of the prison now is Wayne Scott Unit, but back in the day it was named the Retrieve Unit. This guy had got $300,000 from an insurance from one of his family members dying. And a female guard, she heard about he got all this money, and she was pretty as hell. So she played on this fool, had sex with him. First thing he did, he purchased her a Lexus. She said, I need something where when I'm not at work, I can come to visit you and all this crap. So he ended up giving her all his banking information. She stole all his money and quit working at the prison system. Now, he contacted the district attorney. They indicted her and gave her a 3-year probation plus restitution. He still don't get his money back. And he was serving a life sentence. In another case, this guy was at the Eastham unit with me, and I'm not going to call his name because he was found actual innocent. And he received $4 million in a stipend of $11,900 per month for the rest of his life. Anyway, after he was in prison 1 year, his old lady, his wife, divorced him because he had a rape case. But he was actually innocent of the crime. After he was released, within the process of getting compensation from the state of Texas, miraculously, she showed up and a hold got placed on his money because she said she's supposed to receive part of the money. It was based on, I was your wife when you was arrested. But after he was incarcerated, you dumped the guy. You filed for divorce. And she still thought she's supposed to get some of his money. So that tied his money up in the courts for about 18 months fighting his ex-wife. Enough ranting raving. I got to go over to one of my subscribers to get this video loaded up. I got to use his Wi-Fi. But think about this. The only perfect man who ever lived never got married. And that's Jesus, according to biblical scripture. Now, he never got married. Now, what makes you think marriage is the shit? You can be married at the heart. You don't need the state to tell you married. All it is a legal contract between a man and a woman. That's all it is. Me and you can do a legal contract, and we don't need the state in our business. Like my old lady tell me, she said, me and you is married. We do everything together. You know, we participate, we eat together, we do everything together. She said, that's marriage right there. Now, I like her way of thinking and her philosophy on life. She don't like kids. She like them, but she tell you straight up front, no kid is coming out of me. She'll tell you, kids destroy a female. I'm not going to have no kids. She said, later on, I may adopt a kid, but I'm never going to have a kid myself. Enough ranting and raving. Like and subscribe. And also, I'll be on Lockdown 23-1 Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Me and Josh going to finish our part 2. I imagine he'll publish a notification on his channel, and you guys tune in and show us support. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Have a good day.